Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, it's Mike from TradeWinds RV Center here to congratulate you on the purchase of your Catalina Legacy Edition 263 RLS travel trailer. Guys picked a really cool trailer here. I'm here to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things, get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A couple things to take into consideration: your awning on your campsite, and starting over here, your slide on your off campsite. Make sure you've got plenty of room for that to come in and out unhindered. Preferably nothing hanging over top of it, and leave yourself a walking path along the side. Next thing I want you to think about is where your power and water connections are going to be. Your power is all the way at the rear of your unit, and your water connections are going to be just in front of the tires or just in front of your slide on your off campsite. So park accordingly so you can utilize facilities at the campsite. Once you park, unhook your hitch, first thing you do is level your unit. You have a docking light here. Simply raise or lower the unit. If you don't have power, there is a manual override right here for this hand crank. So you can get that off if you don't have power. Speaking of power, check your battery terminals. Make sure those haven't wiggled loose when you arrive. Once you got unit level, next thing you can do is stabilize it. In all four corners of the unit, you have stabilizing jacks. Hand crank, 3/4 inch socket on the end. Crank these down. Now as I crank them down, I recommend jack pads. Stabilizing jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt and debris and hot blacktop in the summer. Better distribute the weight, and just really good investment to save on the feet of your stabilizing jacks. Now you're only going to want to run these down until you have some resistance. Remember, they're stabilizing jacks, not leveling jacks. So just run these down until they're taut. Unit's already level, you don't want to change that. Go around, run all four corners down. Make sure your unit's nice and stable. And then we can hook up our power and water. Comes back to the unit again. You have this 30 amp service. Plugs in right here. They'll go in at an angle and then twist to the right, and then put on your black washer. Should you need at the end to plug in at home, there's a 30 to 110 adapter. Got power hooked up. Took our water up. Come around to the front of the unit here. City water connection. First and foremost, your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your unit. Use this when putting the water into your city water connect or your black tank flush. Hook up your city water connect. Hook up the hose, but don't turn our water on yet. Let's find your hot water heater. So over here on your campsite, just to the right of your door, is your hot water heater. All we're doing at this point is making sure we've returned our drain plug. Get that back in there nice and tight. Once that's in there, you can go ahead and turn on your water. Now go inside and turn on your hot water tap. That's going to let the pressure out of the lines. Once you got water coming out of there, you know your hot water heater is full, and you can turn it out from inside. Water won't be hot yet, just once water's coming out. Now down here is an on-off electric element. Only turn on down here if you're hooked up to 110. Turn it on here as well as indoors at 110. If your hot water heater doesn't seem to be working, come out and look out in these. These might be bubbled out. If they are, simply press them back in. It's a reset. I say we're going camping, we're not going to hook up the city water, we're going to use potable water. Fresh water connection is right next to your hot water heater. Simply fill this up with a hose. No need for a water pressure regulator. Two ways to tell when it's full. One, there's an overflow valve right here, And 2, you can press your fresh water button on the inside and tell when it's full. All right, our water and electricity is hooked up. We're ready to camp. Let me walk you around the rest of the unit. Starting on your campsite in the rear here, you have a leash link in case you have a pet you want to bring. Your big awning. Your awning, you're only going to want to run that out until that flap falls down to 90 degrees. Then you know you're out far enough. 110 cable, freshwater connection. Your freshwater drain is right underneath there. Hot water heater. It's a flue for your furnace. If you're running your furnace, steer clear of that. It'll get rather warm. Separate entryway for your bedroom. Big pass-through storage with your hitch work in it. There's a cover for your propane. Propane is on a regulator. Simply point it toward the tank you wish to be using. Lefty loosey to open. There's your battery disconnect. This will shut off all the battery power to the unit. That'll come important later when we talk about your carbon monoxide propane detector. Pass-through storage again. For gas, put our propane tank back on. You can get to your gas tank through the top here. And head on up to the dump station. At the dump station, you can go to these low point drains and open them up. It's gonna be clean water. And take your sewage hose and hook it up. First thing you're gonna pull is your sewage outlet. That's your black tank over here. Once it sounds like that's no longer draining, again take your water pressure regulator and hook up to your black tank flush with the hose from the dump station. Turn that on with your black tank open and let that run for a good 5 minutes and wash out your black tank. When you're done with that, unhook your hose, close your sewage, and open up your gray tank. Now your gray tank's gonna be your cleaner water as your sinks and your showers. Once that sounds like it's done, go ahead and close it. Take your sewage hose, come to your bumper, and conveniently store your sewage hose in your bumper. Again, I thank you guys so much for your purchase. We hope you enjoy this Catalina for many years to come. Happy camping. Back here, outdoor shower. There's where the handle for that can go up. Your black tank flush, we'll talk about that when leaving the campsite. City water connect. Here's your black and gray holding tanks. And there are your low point drains. We dump them when leaving the campsite. Going around past your slide here. Cable hook up for the campsite. Spare tire with a cover. Unit's also prepped for a Furion backup camera, device you purchased from our store that sits on the dash of your tow vehicle, giving you a backup camera for the unit. It about covers everything out here. Let's go inside your unit. First thing I like to point out inside is the fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows that the fire extinguisher is located by the entry doorway in case of an emergency. Up here on the wall, to your right as you come in the doorway, here's your control panel. Here's your brand new battery. Here's where you check your levels of everything. Your fresh tank to tell when your potable water is full. Your black and gray tanks. Here's your slide in and out. We'll run that back in when we're done. Here's your awning. I'm going to hit retract and run that back in while I talk about your lights. Interior and exterior. Here's where you turn on your water pump if you're using potable water, or if you're using potable water. And there's where you turn on your water heater. Continue bringing this awning back in with retract. Shut off our LED light. We're on the rest of the unit now. 110's the USB here. There's a lot of this individual lighting throughout the unit. Turn on. Over here, self-explanatory microwave. A light and fan for your stove. Glass top makes an excellent backsplash. Turn on your panel light. Notice when you turn on your gas, it'll go from blue to red. Hit your spark and there's your flame. Same thing with your oven. Just turn this to light. Hit your spark and it'll light below. No longer a need for a pilot light, and your panel light, if you point it down, is a light for inside your oven. Down here's your 12 volt carbon monoxide propane detector. The reason I mentioned it's 12 volt, it's always running off your battery. So if you're going to be gone for the day, nothing charging your battery, use that battery disconnect. Come around to your entertainment center. I'll turn your TV on while I talk about your furnace here. Let's start by turning it on cool. Air conditioner kicks right on. Shut that off and we'll go to heat.
Bluetooth mode.
That's the television.
Bluetooth connected.
Change the source here to FM radio. Now to get your furnace back on here, let's turn that up. Okay, your furnace kicked on. What I want to note to you is when you shut your furnace off, your furnace will always take a little longer to shut off than your AC did. So, stereo system. Indoors, outdoors. Here's your sources. Media, TV. Go from television down to FM radio. Turn that up here. Whole control panel right here. Everything is in your TV. Individual lighting. Your table. Just lift this up, your legs will come out. Set your table on this lip right here and that'll make into another bed. Turn yourself into a bed. Remove your back cushions that are just velcroed on. Lift up, pull out your legs, fold it out towards you. Looks like you'll have to remove this recliner in order to get this to come down. Here your furnace just shut off. Just that quickly you've got a bed. Reverse the process to put everything back. And just that quickly, you're back to a sofa. Going back into your bathroom here. Lighting's here. You have a hand crank open exhaust fan here. Also, this is where your 110 with GFCI resets at. Come back in your bedroom. It says prep for a TV. 110 and USB ports on the sides. And of course your storage underneath. Alright, that about covers everything on the inside. Let's act like we're leaving the campsite. Shut off my lights. Make sure the bathroom door is closed. Make sure these doors are closed because you don't want nothing to catch on the slide. And you also want to make sure this is back because it's on a swivel. Make sure that's back in its closed position. Take your recliner. In here. Actually, this one doesn't store that way. This one stores by the doorway. So you're used to ones that have it stored over there. This one here, you'll store it right here by the doorway. Come up here, shut off my interior lights, then I can see any individual lighting I need to go through and shut off. Turn your glass top down, shut off your stove light. It's the best way to tell which lights you still have on. Turn interior lights back on and bring a slide in. See the importance of having those doors in down there? See, slide in really quickly. The noise you hear is just the rubber stoppers, the seals. Just that quick, we're in. Shut off our lights. When you come out of the unit, make sure this exterior door is open all the way. Otherwise this will catch on it. Lift up your door. Turn this either way, right or left. And lock your door in. Close your exterior door. Lock and deadbolt your door. Lift and turn your handle, and that's all set for travel. Go unplug your water and cable. If you're hooked up to potable water, get up underneath here and open up that little drain. Come to your hot water heater and lift up on this pressure release valve. That's going to go ahead and drain most of your water out of here. Put that back down or your door won't close, and then pull your drain plug. Remember to close your hot water heater. Go around and bring up all of our stabilizing jacks.